So before every Six Nations, I like to have a look at the odds of who's most likely to win, certainly in the eyes of the punter. Now, I'm not condoning betting. I'm not a betting man, but I do find it interesting. And I kept the odds from 2024 as well. So let's get into this video, supported by Sports News Blitz, an amazing organisation that support up-and-coming sports journalists. So let's have a look at these odds. Now, it's actually swapped over from 2024. Ireland have just crept ahead. That's really the headline here. It's not by much. Ireland 9-5, and then it goes France 15-8. Basically, they're very, very neck and neck as the two out-and-out favourites. And then you go down a tier to England and Scotland, and then another tier down to Wales, and then Italy below that. Now, Ireland, why have they crept up? Well, maybe it's just because they've won twice in a row, and that's when France had really good teams, but they couldn't get it done. So often in the past, I've said, I think France are my favourites, but they haven't got it done. This year, probably deep down, I still think France are the favourites for me, the returning Dupont. No, the teams are doing so well in the Champions Cup, and so are Leinster as well. But the odds say that Ireland are creeping ahead there slightly of France, but it's a really good rivalry. Then on to England, they're 7-2, still ahead of Scotland, but England, their odds not as good as last year. Scotland's odds are getting better, so that gap is absolutely narrowing. But still, based on previous performances, I would say Scotland are slightly more likely to go ahead of England, particularly with the draw that they've got. England start with the two hardest matches. They start with Ireland, then France, then Scotland. So I would swap those two around there, and maybe swap around France as well. But previous history says that Ireland have won the last two. And then down to Wales and Italy. And I would expect these two to be pretty close. In my head, rugby-wise, they're pretty close. The match between them, I'm actually really looking forward to. This year, Wales have got a little bit worse, but not by much. 35-1 from 33-1. And Italy have improved. They've become better odds rather than the 500-1, which basically means it's not going to happen. But I'll take your money to the 125-1, which means maybe, who knows, something weird could happen. But still, I think those two should be a fair bit closer in reality. But yeah, we see the three tiers there completely of Ireland and France together, then England, Scotland and Wales and Italy. And let's have a look at two other interesting categories. Firstly, the Grand Slam quickly. The odds are going to be worse because it's harder to get the Grand Slam, but still 10-3. You'd think the odds would be a bit longer than that because it's so hard to get. But yeah, a lot of people think that Ireland are going to get the Grand Slam. Same with France. And then we still have the thing where England are quite a long way ahead of Scotland, but no, I think that Scotland are pretty close, if not ahead. And then we have very long odds for Wales and Italy, basically saying that they're definitely not going to get the Grand Slam. But look at the last category, the wooden spoon. Now, of course, there's debate as to what constitutes the wooden spoon. Is it just coming last, or is it you have to lose all the matches, all 5 matches? But anyway, this just means last place here. So despite, according to the odds, Italy are less likely to win the thing, it's actually more likely that Wales are going to get dead last. So there we go, but still very tight, Wales and Italy. And then England and Scotland, feasible they become last. Then both at 100-1, we've got France and Ireland. Basically, the bookmakers are saying there is no chance that these guys are going to become last, but you never know. Let's say everyone wins a game or two and things can get very messy indeed. So yeah, I don't know, but still interesting there that actually people think that Wales are more likely to get the wooden spoon. Anyway, I quite like looking at those odds to see if it lines up with what I think. What do you think are good odds? What's worth the punt if you were to do that sort of thing? What's not? Love to know your thoughts down below as always, and I'll catch you next time.